Honorable Atuforsen, aba bontene Ghana for aba bekasa. Na wotie nsemo Atuforsen wo kan, o se Ghana for yanka yakoma ento yeyem. Na say Frimpong Boateng report no, they will ensure say parliamentary probe ABC and all that. I want the NDC, aside the parliamentary probe on Frimpong Boateng no, another probe I want them to do investigations on the Al Jazeera expose no. Okay, they should focus on that as well. Yankonko ready Saadiwe na Adiwe by no. I'm seeing a lot of people not happy about it. Ebimo say oh your populist agenda, ebimo say the but let's go and read it and see and share our thoughts and see what Ghanaians are also saying on this. Now, see, the minority in parliament has stated that it will initiate steps to ensure that a bipartisan probe is conducted into the Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report. According to the minority leader, Dr. Kessel Atuforsen, his side in the House will work in the interest of Ghanaians on this issue. This comes on the back of calls by the National Democratic Congress for both Parliament and the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate a public inquiry into Professor Frimpong Boateng's damning Galamsey report, which implicates some officials of the governing New Patriotic Party. Speaking to the media, Dr. Atuforsen said the minority supports the call for the probe. Also, this House has been urged by a vast majority of our citizens to institute a bipartisan probe into this serious matter. We, the minority, support this call and shall take steps accordingly to trigger the necessary processes for an independent probe into this matter. So in the coming days, don't be surprised if you hear the NDC minority starting a process to constitute an independent probe into Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, he added. And see all that. I say Professor Frimpong Boateng, former chairman of the new defunct Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, authored a report on illegal mining, Galamsey activities in 2021, and subsequently submitted it to the Chief of Staff. I see, he in the report accused some government officials of interfering in his work or engaged in Galamsey. The report was subsequently leaked into the public domain in April 2023. Several persons indicted in the report have rejected the allegations and all that. I mean, that is the least thing we can do as a serious nation. Etia Galamsey, no, that is the least thing we can do. NDC for Abem Media, I know say they'll look out for they will look out for sorry, I am personally looking out for people being invited, okay, being invited and being asked questions and putting it to them, videos and all that, and they should ask questions. It's all good. It's all good. So we look forward to a ministerial probe. No, now, NDC for ministerial probes. No, there are a lot of ministerial probes. NDC for be promising and say there will be a ministerial probe on, I think, on IMF instance. There are a lot of ministerial probes. I don't know whether they will be coming on later, but this is one of the important ones. Yeshe say ABC. Okay. I don't know what Ghanaians are saying on this, but let's try to read. Let's try to okay. So anyway, so in another related Atuforsen case, no, I think say Atuforsen has been talking lately. In another related Atuforsen case, no, he talked about the approval of a loan, okay, the approval of $750 million loan and all that. Yentien Samoa Wakan on the approval of the loan. Yeriana Embre Wahwa Yeridi Ghana for comments are more edibai. This is from Metro TV. I'll say approval of $750 million loan. The loan stinks to heaven, to high heavens. Minority leader laments, says they were ambushed by the NPP. Now, not just say NDC4, they were ambushed by the NPP, right? Okay, let's listen to it.
Parliament considered and approved $750 million US. 750 million US dollars. The NDC minority opposed vehemently. The MPP thought this is the right time for them to ambush the NDC and to bring this loan for approval, because this is coming at a time that the NDC members of parliament are going through internal elections, our primaries. And obviously, most of us are contested heavily. And as a result, you don't expect everyone to be here. They thought this is the best time to bring the loans. And obviously, they brought it and succeeded. We opposed it, but we are calling on the people of Ghana to hold this government accountable. The opposition all this time, we've been doing what we can with the numbers that were given to us by the electorate. But oftentimes, impressions are created as if it's only the opposition that should hold this government accountable. We call on the civil society organization and the well-meaning Ghanaians to join us in opposing this government vehemently. Because this is a government that will never learn. They will never learn. They are comfortable with the numbers that they have in parliament. They are more than us by 1 or 2, and oftentimes they use these numbers, even though it's 1 and 2, they will push their business through. Today they are successful because they are more than us. Obviously, in a normal day, they are more than us by 1, and you need just simple majority to carry this. But clearly, the loan stinks to high heavens. The loans, these are loans that should not be allowed to go through in the first place. I urge this government that even though Parliament has approved, they should change the course and not to sign this loan into loan.
Internet here for an interesting twist to the story. NDC4 how they were ambushed and all that. How they were ambushed and the loans were passed. Okay, that's quite interesting. I see. Why did you stay home when they call for emergency meeting to approve what you're supposed to? And you know, people are bashing the NDC MPs. I say your own and still go on to borrow more. I say you own. And so a person you owe and a watcher you own and still go and borrow more. What on earth can a person do? What on earth can a person do this? Look at the hardship we are going through. And when you talk, they say you are an NDC person. Well, someone will be Canada. Okay. I see whether they are there or not. The loan was getting approved because in the comment section, thought it wise to make the NDC a minority. If you want to blame someone, blame yourselves. Anyway, those are the comments. Listen, I'm not ready to read all these comments and all that. I mean, at this point in time, we still feel we can blame the NDC if President Akufo-Addo, Bosian Bibiri Mwabo, any baby a Ghana Akwadri, if President Akufo-Addo still or Bosian at this point in our country, the finance minister still or more Bosian, and you feel that it is the NDC we blame. I'm sorry, you have to check your head. There's something wrong with your head. I'm not going to read the comments against it. One time while your comment box in Momedase.